Hi guys, Steve here.
Ed here.
And we're at the range. You may have seen some of our videos before with us shooting off of barricades or from different positions. And wanted to give a brief description, kind of a quick video today on the barricades, just so you kind of know what these are, how they were developed, and some of the other stuff that we have in the works. So we thought we'd just give you a quick walkthrough, and we'll probably roll some footage in the background as we're describing this so you can kind of see some of the drills that we're doing. We're actually going to plan on doing a separate video just on drills of how we use these. So Ed, do you want to talk first about the barricade that you're standing by?
Yeah, the whole idea when we put these together was we wanted something that just had really simple construction, but then also provided some challenges and were representative of what we were actually seeing in matches. So again, it was a simple 2x4 and plywood construction with a number of different ports. And we also wanted to make it easy to set up as well as stable. So we created these legs right here that they're just a friction fit. And you can hear, I'll show this to the camera here, and you can just see right here how this thing is
very easily done. I mean, this is something that I literally engineered off a piece of computer paper and pencil, and then Ed came to my place and we made these up in the garage over half of a Saturday, right? Yeah. And you can see we had some fun painting these. So basically did a little bit of color.
You can see the back here.
Yeah, so the front is covered plywood for the various portal positions, and they're very modular. So the way we work this is Ed has one. His is painted up a little bit different than mine, so we kind of know whose is whose. And at the end of the day, Ed loads his up in his truck. I bring mine over to my place, and then we come out here on Saturdays. We each bring our half of the barricade so we can practice it off of them. So you can see on my barricade, very similar. It's just the mirror opposite. You may have seen a lot of these long-range tactical matches. This sort of a stair step, so you can use these for various shooting positions. Portals at various positions. Got a big round one here. You'll also see a lot of times, angled shooting positions. So we have some of those. I actually have a little portal here on bungees, so that makes it challenging. And again, each one's a little bit different, a different shooting challenge to solve.
Yeah, and by having them both together too, we can do drills where you go from this position to this position, and then back down here. And it might seem really simple because they're next to each other, but let me tell you, once you start hopping around from barricade to barricade,
if it's timed and on the clock.
Yeah, especially if it's. There's one exercise where we go from here to here and back, and we try and keep that under 30 seconds, shooting a target about this big at 200 yards.
All right, why don't we do a quick shift in the video. We're actually going to walk through the roof segment that comes onto this, so we can tell you a little bit about that, and we'll also describe some other things that we're working on.
Yeah, so we're gonna put that on, and then talk a little more.
All right, so you can see that we just brought in our rooftop barricade. Why don't we tip this up just so you guys can see on the opposite side there's actually another part of the roof.
Yeah, we need to turn it right here and let people see it. That's exactly there.
So you can kind of see that we have the opposite side of the roof. This is the roof that you would actually be positioned on to take shots. And do you want to describe a little bit how we painted it and put texture on it?
Yeah, and right before we painted, just a note about this section coming off here. You're not going to see that at every match, so you need to be, we practice for taking advantage of this when it is here, because it's kind of nice when you have a power pond. But when you don't have this, then you need to rest your rifle here, and so we also practice that. But to talk a bit about the paint, what we did is we got the Bear primer paint all in one from Home Depot, just an exterior paint, and then to make the surface non-skid or just so it's not slick. What we did is mixed just some walnut media up with the paint.
So this is a fairly aggressive texture.
Yes.
I think if we were to do it again, we probably would have either gone with a smaller medium, maybe corn cob. Although it is very effective.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Believe me, it is very effective. I mean, you'll leave skin on here.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to get on this with shorts because you'll be leaving pieces of your skin on this.
Of yourself there. Yeah. And what we've found is you'll see in some of the footage here that I have a different technique, Steve has a different technique, and it just allows us to practice those techniques and just find out what works for us as individuals. And of course, we're going to change things around a bit.
Now, a little bit about why we actually built these. We found that as we were going out to matches, and some of the matches you guys may attend, you'll run into barricades or things or obstacles to shoot off of. That many of the guys that were doing very well actually practice with barricades. So we're not the first ones to come up with this idea.
Right.
What we learned was, hey, maybe it's something that we should be integrating into. Why don't we just build some barricades? It took a half a day to put these together and paint them up. So we actually are thinking about building a couple of other barricades. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Ed?
Yeah. So with what we have here, we can take this segment and then we can actually turn it into a moving platform, a floating platform. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing here shortly. And then another thing that we're going to build is a parapet. Essentially, it's almost like a 2 foot by 2 foot flat surface, multi-level. And again, shooting off of a parapet, as we found out, has a whole different approach and discipline. And of course, we want to master that.
Yeah, I think the challenge will be where we're going to start storing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the ingenuity of kind of designing your own barricades. Is our recommendation would be make them not only durable but modular.
Exactly.
So that you can transport them easily to and from the range, and you're not cluttering up your garage. I think if I have a couple more barricades in the garage, I'm gonna start running out of places to put them. So.
Right, and again, because we practice all the time together, Steve takes his bit home, I take the roof, and I take this section home, and when we meet up, we just put everything together. I think one thing that's important to point out is before we built these barricades, we probably spent 90% of our time shooting prone.
Yeah.
But matches aren't like that. So, when you got to a match, it was really intimidating when you saw a barricade. Now in our practice sessions, we maybe only spend 10% of our time, shooting in prone. We do our cold bore shot, we do some dot drills. But after that, it's all up on the barricades, rooftop positional, etc. And let me tell you, that is an incredible confidence builder when you're at a match where you're like, hey, I do this all the time. And then when you do come to a prone stage in a match, I mean, you were just rock solid because you're so used to dealing with reticle movement and trigger timing, etc.
Right. So stay tuned, guys. We'll actually show not only some of the background footage for this video, some of our practice sessions, but we're actually going to do a whole different video segment on some of the training and what we integrate into how we practice and kind of what's been working for us recently. So in the meantime, if you want to build a barricade, by all means, our recommendation is go for it. It can do nothing but help.
Yeah, and we'll eventually get the plans up on our site, so you can download them. Of course, you can modify them if you please. So with that, folks, remember, life's an adventure.
Stay on target.